this caused a lot of controversy. Joe Rogan talking about gamers. And I'm going to just play a little snippet from it. It was on Twitter. The problem with Twitter is you go back, you bookmark something, you go back, you can't actually find some of the stuff you look for. But I was able to find this clip instead of the fuller clip. But I will get the fuller clip in a second. I'm going to go ahead and play.
Video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't, well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them, and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do like martial arts, right? You could learn jiu-jitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Right.
You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jiu-jitsu school, and your jiu-jitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes, and he's got a nice family, and like, that's the future. This way you're doing something exciting and fun, and you don't, or you could just be playing video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're gonna waste your time.
Okay, I mean, he kind of walked this statement back. I mean, clearly it's kind of bullshit, and I'll tell you why. There's a lot of things we do that get us nowhere. You know another thing that get us nowhere, Joe? Weed. Okay? Weed gets you nowhere. And as a person who knows several weed smokers, let me just reiterate. Some people have to stop smoking weed to get anything done. Of course, I've learned from Joe Rogan there's two types of weeds. There's the weed that makes you lazy, and then there's another weed that makes you creative or something, I think that's what he said. So I don't really buy this, what he said. There was a response by, of course, of all people, Ninja. He commented on it, and I wish I could find a clip because he's just rambling like an idiot. But, of course, that's going to touch him because if anybody makes a living off of gaming, it's got to be Ninja, right? But so many people responded to, I think this thing got like 700 comments or something and like 7 million views so far. And, of course, everybody's just dogging Joe Rogan. But I don't even like the comparison he makes to, the jiu-jitsu, whatever, with fighting or whatever, because he's Joe Rogan is very big on physical activity, so it doesn't surprise me that he would say this. But he did walk it back. He said that when he started comedy, his parents pretty much told him the same thing that he said about gaming. He says, only like a 1 in a billion comics make it. How are you going to make it being a comic? And of course, they're wrong. But I guarantee somebody who wants to be a professional pro gamer on Twitch is good. Even this show that I do, I can't tell you how many people have told me that my show sucks when I was starting out, of course, before I got this great studio and everything and spent some money and put a little time in. I mean, you're going to suck in anything you pursue for a certain amount of time until you get over to the other side. That's just the way it works. So never let anybody discourage you is what I'm saying. If you want to do something, do it. But this whole notion that you get nowhere of gaming, there's a lot of things you get. If you go out and play 18 rounds of golf or whatever, you're not getting anywhere unless you're going to go pro one day. But most of the golf users I know are already old men. You're not getting anywhere at the end of the day. I mean, that goes for so many activities that Joe Rogan participates in. So I just found that kind of ridiculous. But like I said, he walked it back a little bit. Do yourself a favor. There's a clip where he goes in more depth to what he was saying. You just go right here to Joe Rogan clips. It's somewhere. Because they put this up knowing that people were going to get bent out of shape about it. And where is it? anyway, it's on here. He's talking to this guy, this Spartan race founder, Joe Day Senna, when he said this. So if you want to go look for it, you might have to look up that guy's name, because I can't find it. I had it queued up. I swear I had it queued up, and I don't see it right off the bat. But yeah. So, don't get up too bent out of shape. It's just somebody giving an opinion. We can have opinions, people, without trying to cancel. I'm not saying people are trying to cancel him, Joe Rogan, for saying this, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we try to cancel people for having any kind of opinion these days. Even racists have a right to their opinion. I mean, they're idiots, but they have a right to that opinion. There's no crime in being an idiot in the United States. Take my word for it. Because we have a lot of idiots right now. And anybody can find anything on the internet to support their dumb theories. That's the flip side to this great thing we call the internet. That's the dark side to the internet. If you want to believe the earth is flat, there's a website where there are people that support that theory too. Yeah. If you don't want vaccines, if you don't like vaccines, although most people that believe in or are anti-vaxxers have been vaccinated, but that's besides the point. If you want to believe that, there's probably some quack doctor on the internet somewhere who will tell you vaccines will kill you. So I'm not mad at Joe Rogan. He if you look at the whole, if you're comparing gaming to something like comedy, you're probably more likely, if you're funny, to get a career as a comedian than as a gamer, though. I mean, the percentage of people playing games versus those who try to make a career out of is very, very lopsided. I mean, what percentage actually make a living? Maybe 0.001% or something. I mean, I can name a few off the top of saying Ninja, Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, but most of us don't play video games to make a career out of it. Although I do have a gaming channel called Power Up Archive. Hey, I got to promote myself. But yeah, we just like to have fun. And back in my day when multiplayers first came out and I got on the internet to play with people, I actually made friends, most of who I didn't keep up with, but I did make friends. There were guys I would see every weekend on my favorite servers, and Team Fortress 2, mostly Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike, whatever I was playing at a particular time. I used to do the Return to Castle Wolfenstein. There was a server called Happy Penguin. Oh my God, I love that server. I played so many countless hours, and I knew everybody by name because the same people would play, and it was just a great time. And I wouldn't give those times for anything. I mean, my fondest memories from my 20s. So that's all I got to say about that. So good on Joe Rogan for stating his opinion, but I don't necessarily agree with it.